Bardstown, Kentucky, a town known for its scenic beauty and quiet streets. But behind the charm lies a chilling story, one that no one seems to want to talk about. Over the past decade, this seemingly peaceful town has been haunted by crimes so disturbing, so bizarre, that even the police are still scratching their heads. A beloved police officer gunned down in broad daylight with no explanation. A mother vanishes without a trace, and her father ends up shot dead while looking for her. Theories swirl. Secrets are buried. But the truth? It's nowhere to be found. So what's really going on in Bardstown? Is it all just a string of coincidences? Or is something far darker hiding in plain sight? So, before we dive into this chilling story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and like this video if you're ready for the truth. Let's dive into the dark secrets of Bardstown. The murder of Officer Jason Ellis, 2013. In the early hours of May 25, 2013, Bardstown police officer Jason Ellis was tragically shot and killed while on duty. What makes this case so perplexing is not only the brutality of the crime, but also the eerie mystery that still surrounds it. Ellis, a well-respected officer in the community, was working the midnight shift on a quiet highway near Bardstown. As part of his routine, he was responding to a call about debris on the road, attempting to clear the highway to ensure the safety of motorists. But what seemed like an ordinary night on patrol quickly turned into a nightmare. Around 2 a.m., Ellis's patrol car was found parked on the side of the road with his body nearby, shot multiple times in an ambush attack. His gun was still holstered, and there were no signs of struggle. The only thing that seemed out of place was the debris, a set of items strewn across the highway, possibly placed deliberately to lure Ellis into the open. It's believed that the debris was intentionally used to create a distraction, making Ellis stop his patrol car. But who would want to target a police officer in such a cold and calculated manner? The immediate aftermath of the incident was a chilling one. There were no witnesses, no clues, and most unsettling of all, no suspects. The town of Bardstown, which had always prided itself on being a tight-knit community, was thrown into a state of shock and fear. Was this a random act of violence? Or could there be a deeper, more sinister connection? As investigators began to piece together the events leading up to the murder, they uncovered a series of strange details. First, there was no sign of any robbery or personal motive. Ellis's police radio, personal items, and equipment were left untouched. Nothing was stolen. If this was some kind of revenge killing, it seemed oddly impersonal. In the months that followed, authorities considered various theories. Some speculated that the murder could have been connected to a drug cartel or illegal activity in the area, as Bardstown sits near major highways used for trafficking. Others wondered if it was a personal vendetta, perhaps connected to an ongoing investigation that Ellis had been working on. But despite several leads, no concrete evidence ever surfaced. The case grew colder and colder, and in 2016, the FBI even joined the investigation, hoping their resources could crack the case open. One of the most baffling aspects of Ellis's murder was the lack of any surveillance footage. The highway where he was killed was relatively isolated, with no nearby cameras or witnesses to provide any leads. Furthermore, it appeared that the killer had carefully chosen the location, a quiet stretch of road that would offer the perfect opportunity for a surprise attack. Whoever killed Ellis knew exactly what they were doing, and it seemed like they were prepared for everything. As time went on, some began to speculate that the murder was connected to other unsolved cases in the town, particularly the disappearance of Crystal Rogers, which had occurred 2 years later. Could the same person, or group of people, be responsible for both crimes? Could there be a dark conspiracy at play in Bardstown, with powerful individuals at the center of it? To this day, the murder of Officer Jason Ellis remains one of Bardstown's most haunting unsolved cases. The small town, once known for its quiet charm, is left with a chilling question that remains unanswered. Who killed Officer Ellis, and why? Was this a random attack, a hit meant for someone else, or was Ellis's murder part of something much more sinister? The investigation continues, but the truth remains elusive. As each year passes, the case grows colder, and the fear of what might be lurking beneath the surface of Bardstown only intensifies. The disappearance of Crystal Rogers, 2015. On July 2015, Crystal Rogers, a 35-year-old mother of 5, vanished without a trace, sparking one of Bardstown's most puzzling and haunting mysteries. Crystal had been spending the 4th of July weekend with her family, but when her family woke up the next morning, she was gone. Her car was found abandoned on a rural road just outside of Bardstown with a flat tire, but there was no sign of Crystal and no sign of a struggle. The only clue left behind was her cell phone, which was later found in a field nearby. Her family immediately suspected foul play, especially considering the lack of any clear explanation for her disappearance. The car was parked in a remote area, making it unlikely that Crystal would have pulled over for a simple mechanical issue. Authorities launched an extensive search, scouring the area for any sign of Crystal, but after weeks of searching, no trace of her was found. In the early days of the investigation, authorities were puzzled. Was Crystal kidnapped? Did she run away? Or was something far more sinister involved? As time went on, theories began to form, with some pointing to her boyfriend, Brooks Houck, as a possible suspect. Authorities later revealed that Houck was the last person to see Crystal, and his behavior raised suspicions. However, despite extensive questioning and media attention, no solid evidence linking him to her disappearance ever emerged. Some locals started to believe that Crystal's disappearance could be connected to other unsolved cases in Bardstown, particularly the murder of Officer Jason Ellis, which had occurred 2 years earlier. Could the two cases be tied to a larger, hidden threat in Bardstown? Despite numerous theories and extensive search efforts, Crystal Rogers' case remains unsolved. Her family continues to fight for answers, desperately seeking justice. Theories still range from kidnapping to murder, but no one knows for sure what happened. Crystal's disappearance stands as a chilling reminder of how quickly someone can vanish without a trace, leaving behind only questions and a broken-hearted family desperately seeking closure. The death of Tommy Ballard, 2016. On November 19, 2016, Tommy Ballard, the father of missing woman Crystal Rogers, was tragically shot and killed while hunting on his own property in Bardstown, Kentucky. His death came just 3 years after his daughter's mysterious disappearance, and many close to him believed there was a direct connection between the two cases. Tommy had been tirelessly searching for his daughter since she went missing, and his efforts had garnered national attention. His dedication to finding Crystal made him a figure of strength in the community, but also one whom many believed was getting too close to the truth. On that fateful day, Tommy was out hunting with his son when a single shot rang out, striking him in the chest. His son, who was with him, reported that there was no sign of a struggle, and they were miles away from any road, making it nearly impossible for the shooter to have been nearby. Authorities believe that Tommy was intentionally lured out into the open, shot from a distance, and then left to die in an isolated area. Who would want to kill him? And why? Given Tommy's active involvement in his daughter's case, many believe his death was no accident. Was he silenced because he was getting too close to uncovering the truth behind Crystal's disappearance? In the months that followed, the investigation into Tommy's death took many twists and turns, but no arrests were made, and no suspects were ever publicly named. The case became even more chilling when it was revealed that Tommy had been very vocal about his belief that the local community knew more about his daughter's case than they were letting on. This left some wondering if Tommy's murder was not just about silencing one man, but about keeping the truth buried forever. Theories about his death ranged from revenge over Crystal's disappearance to suspicions that Tommy may have stumbled upon something much more sinister, something that powerful individuals in Bardstown didn't want to be revealed. Some even believed there was a cover-up taking place in the town, with locals afraid to speak out about what they knew. As of today, Tommy's death remains unsolved, and his family continues to fight for justice. His murder, coupled with Crystal's disappearance, has made Bardstown a town overshadowed by suspicion, fear, and a growing sense that something is hiding beneath the surface. Who killed Tommy Ballard, and why? Was he a victim of a cover-up? Or did he get too close to a dangerous secret that someone wanted to keep buried forever? The murder of Kathy and Samantha Netherlands, 2014. In September 2014, Kathy Netherlands, a 48-year-old mother, and her 16-year-old daughter, Samantha, were found brutally murdered in their Bardstown home. The horrific discovery shocked the close-knit community, as the Netherlands family was well-known and well-liked. Kathy and Samantha had no known enemies, and there was nothing to suggest that they had been involved in any dangerous activities. But what could have led to such a savage crime? Kathy's body was found inside the home, while Samantha's body was discovered just outside, in the yard. Both had been shot multiple times. The gruesome nature of the crime raised immediate questions. Who could do this to a mother and her daughter? And what was the motive? The case quickly became one of Bardstown's most mysterious and chilling unsolved murders. Investigators speculated that it could have been a random home invasion gone wrong. But there were some oddities that didn't quite add up. For one, the house showed no signs of forced entry, which made authorities believe the killer could have been someone familiar with the family, or at least someone who knew the layout of the home. Could this have been a personal attack? Despite an intense investigation, no concrete leads ever emerged. The police conducted numerous interviews, and even though there were some early suspects, nothing substantial pointed to a particular individual. A mysterious man had been seen around the area before the murder, and a local witness reported hearing gunshots, but no one had any clear information about the events that led up to the killings. One of the most puzzling aspects of this case was the total lack of evidence suggesting a robbery or financial motive. Kathy's personal belongings, including her wallet and valuables, were left untouched, which made it seem unlikely that the murder was financially motivated. Kathy and Samantha's brutal murders have left a lasting scar on Bardstown, with many in the community wondering who could have been behind such a senseless and violent act. Was this a tragic accident? Or were Kathy and Samantha victims of something much darker, something that's still hiding just out of reach? To this day, no arrests have been made, and the case remains open. As the years pass, the fear in Bardstown grows, and the town is left haunted by the unanswered questions surrounding the deaths of Kathy and Samantha Netherlands. So, what's your take on Bardstown? Do you think all these crimes are linked? Or is it just a string of tragic coincidences? The more you dig into this town's dark history, the more questions arise, and maybe, just maybe, we'll never know the full truth. But I want to hear from you. Do you think there's a hidden force at play here? Or are we dealing with something far more terrifying? Leave your theories in the comments below. I'll be reading every one of them. If you found this story as chilling as I did, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into true crime stories. And as always, stay safe, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.